Hello guys, the Critical German here and welcome to Pros and Cons. Today we are talking about the anime movie Ocean Waves by Studio Ghibli. Let's grab the Tosen des Meer and start as usual with the positive points. By the way, the German title is Flüstern des Meeres and translates to Whispering of the Ocean. And what is the ocean telling us with its silent voice? That Rikako is a piece of shit and Taku should love his bro Yutaka more instead? We will never know. Okay, with that out of the way, this anime centers around two friends named Taku and Yutaka who get a new classmate called Rikako. Rikako is a girl from Tokyo and a great student but doesn't want to make friends with anyone and prefers to be alone. When Taku and Yutaka get closer to her and actually have a conversation with her, their friendship undergoes a hard trial. The thing with the hard trial is written on the back of the DVD. That's really an exaggeration and pushes the anime in a wrong light. This movie is really quiet and very calm. Especially the dramatic high point isn't what the synopsis tries to convince you it is. Taku is the main protagonist of the story and his best friend Yutaka takes more of a backseat. But he's a likable character. I would say the silence of the movie is the biggest strength in my opinion. I don't need another highly pitched romance anime with an explosive high point drama sequence. This anime is more subtle with its romance and puts more time into the everyday life stuff. You definitely need to be a fan of everyday life focused stories in order to enjoy it, and that's not everybody's cup of tea. The film is set in the early 90s and damn, Studio Ghibli really succeeded in showing this era in a beautiful way. Man, you really want to live there. The background is beautiful and the music backing it up is marvelous. The anime switches between places. For example, we have the little town of Kochi where the protagonists live and go to school. Or we have a school trip to the idyllic Hawaii. At last we have the big city of Tokyo with its skyscrapers and many people in it. The movie paints a beautiful picture of all of these places. And because they are also different, they made for a good contrast. So these places become interesting settings for the quiet everyday life stories that Ocean Waves wants to tell us. That way the characters are never in the same place and are constantly moving. I think you noticed by now that I'm kind of in love with this movie and it has a special place in my heart. It is even one of my favorite Ghibli movies and that's an unpopular opinion for sure. So for me it doesn't always need to be a big adventure like Spirited Away for example, but I like Spirited Away too. One major criticism that Ocean Wave gets is that people hate Rikako. They think she's a terrible person and can't stand her. Yeah, I can get behind this opinion, but I want to defend the character. I think because she is the way she is, it makes her more interesting. It would be totally boring if she would have been the, say like, typical nice girl. Through her stubbornness, she brings conflict, and that way the dialogues are more interesting. And she's that way for a purpose because of her difficult family situation. I think it's realistic to have such a personality in the movie. I mean, think about your own surroundings for a second. I am sure we all know people of that kind. In Germany, everybody's like that. Ha, ha. I'm kidding. See, we have humor. Okay, but there could be a problem with her character. We don't get to know much about sad family problems. Yes, I agree, but are we really supposed to know it? We see the events through Taku's eyes, so we're just observers and the stuff isn't our business. At one point in the story, Taku even metacritics the situation by saying that's so melodramatic. That's a really clear indicator that the anime knows what it's doing and it is doing it on purpose that way. I already stated that I think the dialogues are interesting. In general, the dialogues in Ocean Waves succeeded in getting my attention. And the anime has no other choice, let me tell you that. 80% of the movie are dialogues, 10% are Taku's voiceovers, and 10% is pure silence. In my opinion, the dialogues are just realistically and well written. You really get the feeling that you're listening to a real conversation between people. This is what an everyday life conversation feels like. It is simple and not extravagant. It was never boring to listen to them. It felt like you were chilling with those characters. And because of that, you want to know what they are thinking and have to say. We are finished with the positive aspects, so let's switch to the cons. We start with number 1 again. Okay, one thing was pretty weird to me and it felt like there was missing some sort of an explanation. At the end of the film, somebody makes a love confession. But I don't get why. Sure, there might have been 2 or 3 reasons, but these reasons were enough for real love? Are you really sure about that? The movie could have explained this with some kind of end dialogue to get closure. But, well, I can live with that. I still love this movie. I like that it's so simple and tells its little story. Sure, the characters aren't very complex and it might be just an okay story, but the anime doesn't try to pretend it's something that it's not. It is just its peaceful little thing. It's like having a relaxing walk in the park, nothing more and nothing less. That was my opinion on the anime movie Ocean Waves. What do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. If you think my content is geil, leave a like and subscribe. My fantastic end card will do the rest of the job. I'm leaving now. Tschüss, macht's gut.